This is very big news. We've had some very, very big altcoin news that I want to cover with you. We have big Polygon news, big Polkadot news, big Ave news, GMX news, big new layer 2 news from Mantle and others. So we're going to dive into this. So altcoin heads, let's get into it because there's been some very big things happening in the altcoin scene recently. I want to start off by talking about Polygon, our old buddy Matic. Well, Matic is maybe not going to be called Matic pretty soon. So the proposal for Matic's technical upgrade is subject to approval from the Polygon community. Once approved, Matic's upgrade to a multi-purpose token result in renaming it to Pol. This is from Sandeep Nailwal. He is, of course, the founder of Polygon. So I read this for you here. The Pol proposal is out today. In case you missed it, Pol is proposed as a third-generation native asset. First, hyper-productive token, where 1, validators can validate multiple chains. Very interesting. 2, chains can offer multiple roles and corresponding rewards to validators. So different roles will be sequencers and validators, aggregators for interoperability layer, data availability for cluster operators, decentralized provers, and 3, it'll be used for governments. So 1% is proposed for emissions for validators of this multi-chain ecosystem for 10 years, and after that, it will taper down to 0. However, the community can push back this tapering down, furthering it after the first 10 years so as to avoid a BTC-like security funding crisis. 1% is also proposed emission for a community growth fund, which enables Polygon ecosystem to be competitive against new infrastructure tokens launching every year with fresh unspent ecosystem treasury. Over time, no protocol can sustainably spend more than 1% of the total supply yearly for growth without hurting the tokenomics, resulting in level playing field for all protocols, old and new. These are going to be the building blocks of Polygon 2.0, the value layer of the internet, infinite scalability, unified liquidity, powered by the fastest, most efficient ZK technology out there. If the community reaches consensus to adopt it, Matic holders will have their tokens upgraded to Pol at a 1-to-1 ratio. You can see here how that structure is going to work, where we have the staking layer with Polygon Supernats and Polygon ZK EVM and Polygon ZK EVM Validium. So this is a major, major announcement here for the Polygon ecosystem. Remember back in, what was it, early 2021 or late 2020, when Polygon rebranded from Matic to Polygon, it started huge, huge run. I mean, I know it was the time in the market too, but I mean, holy cow, Matic went real crazy, real fast. This new rebrand, this new functionality for the token could be a big deal. So definitely something, if you are a Matic holder, to be paying very close attention to. Because Polygon has remained a major, major blockchain in the space, a major player when it comes to getting dApps and users and partners. So don't fade Polygon, guys. I'm paying a lot of attention to this one for a while. And even though I'm not currently holding Polygon, still got a lot of love for them. You know, it's funny too, because when you sell a crypto asset and you make a bunch of money, people aren't always happy about that fact, right? For example, I sold my Cardano. I love Cardano. People think I don't like Cardano. I love Cardano, man. What's not to love about Cardano? I got 50x of my Cardano. I love it. That's great stuff. That's great stuff. My Polygon, geez, Polygon, big bucket loads of money. Fantastic. Love it. And, you know, this is the thing is once you have familiarity with those assets, once you know those assets, once you become, you know, up to date on what they do and you follow them along and stuff like this, you can always rebuy them later too. This is the thing that a lot of people don't understand. You can sell at one point and then rebuy later and can move in and out of different assets over time. You don't have to only ever buy and hold everything until the end of your life, right? You're going to die with your big bags of Polygon in your hand. You're like, it was a great ride. I'm glad I never, ever, ever sold anything. I'm dying in terrible poverty, but I never sold anything. And that's awesome. The community is going to love me for that. Taking the keys to my grave. The supply just went down. Guys, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to sell and make money on your assets. And, you know, that also, again, when you sell, it doesn't mean you can't buy back in later. It doesn't mean you can't still be interested in the technology or use the blockchain, right? I use Polygon's blockchain from time to time still. And I've got like, I don't know, 20 or 30 Matic tokens, right? Because I need them to use my wallets. And so they sit there in my wallets as gas. Now, big announcement for Polygon, but also a very big announcement here for Polkadot 2.0. So this is a very interesting story. So Polkadot co-founders talked about the blockchain's upcoming Polkadot 2.0 version during an event, although hasn't done a lot for Polkadot's price. So Gavin Wood announced Polkadot 2.0 during his keynote speech at Polkadot Decoded 2023. While doing so, he stressed upon a change in vision for the upcoming version. He explained that the current lease model for cores would be replaced with a system selling core time. Polkadot 2.0 will provide developers with greater flexibility by allowing for two sorts of sales, bulk and instantaneous. Very interesting. Co-founder Robert Habermeyer stated in the interview that the update will turn the Polkadot blockchain into a block space. In order for projects to expand and succeed, Habermeyer emphasized the significance of optimizing block space usage, which would facilitate simple initial deployment and ensure scalability without incurring excessive costs. This is big news for Polkadot. In fact, I was just talking about Polkadot recently, basically saying that I don't love the whole model here. It hasn't worked out super well, that the hype ran down real fast after the first half dozen parachain auctions. People kind of stopped paying attention, and not that much happened ecosystem wise for Polkadot in terms of maintaining that hype, right? However, this could change things for the DOT token. So when I finally get my parachain tokens released back to me, I will take a look and think about it a bit more before selling that position. So very, very interesting. I'm excited that Polkadot's still out here doing stuff. I mean, look, Polkadot's been delivering a lot throughout the bear market. It's one of those coins that definitely has maintained a bear market builder mentality. So, I've still got some pretty big Polkadot bags. I still have some pretty big Polkadot positions, particularly Moonbeam. I think Moonbeam still has great potential. Got a huge bag of that sitting around staking. So we'll see how that goes, of course, in the future bull run. Hopefully it gets some good traction, and then I can sell it for giant profits. That's the idea anyway, right? Big news as well from, Uniswap and Avalanche. Let's put them together here. Avalanche, you guys know I've been bullish on Avalanche for a while. I think they're one of the blockchains that's doing all the right stuff. Again, a bear market builder. All these chains we're talking about here, bear market builders, right? These guys are coming out of the bear market stronger than ever. So Uniswap is now live on the AVAX chain. So Uniswap, despite its many flaws, we could say, I use Uniswap all the time. I just think that there's better exchanges out there, like Trader Joe. Trader Joe, I love Trader Joe. It's such an easy exchange to use. Providing liquidity there is like such a nice experience compared to Uniswap. But anyway, I digress. Uniswap does remain the king of decentralized exchanges at this time. Having that first mover advantage is a damn big deal. Uniswap just released their V4 recently, which is definitely something really big for them in the market. But now they're coming to the Avalanche chain. So Uniswap now is on most major chains and expanding out to Avalanche. It's a welcome move. So very good to see. It's positive for both of them. Great for Uniswap to have more accessibility across chains. Great for Avalanche to have the biggest decentralized exchange coming onto their chain. Now, if only Uniswap would do something to make their token useful. Maybe the SEC ruling, or losing, I should say, versus XRP, maybe that'll allow someone like Uniswap to actually say, hey, maybe we can finally implement some kind of utility here for our token. Because the Uniswap token, in case you don't know, it was initially envisioned to provide 5% or 0.05%, a small fraction of money, but still back to token holders. Now, had you held your Uniswap tokens from then until now, and had you been getting that little bit of money for your tokens, you would have made bank, man. You would have made truckloads of money during the bull market. It would have been crazy. It would have been absolutely crazy. But because Uniswap, rightfully so, is terrified of the SEC, they never implemented that for token holders. So the Uniswap token remains a near useless governance token, although, narrative alone can definitely hype up good old-fashioned governance tokens. Ave DAO, Ave, of course, the king of DeFi here, one of the biggest borrowing and lending markets in the decentralized finance world. They are going to vote on their GHO, their Go stablecoin, their Ghost stablecoin, to finally deploy that on Ethereum. So Curve Finance, big competitor here in the space in the DeFi land, they recently released their Curve stablecoin, so CRVUSD, and Ave is going to soon be releasing the GHO stablecoin. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, Lark, not another stablecoin. Yeah, I know. But these are stablecoins being released by the biggest players in DeFi, right? So even if they only have high functionality within, stable swap, curve finance situation, whatever, they still have a lot of value. And the market does like collateralized stable coins, right? Not UST stuff that's, unbacked, right? But actual collateral backed ones. And that's why Maker's DAI has been so successful, because, it's all backed up by money, right? They have real world assets. They have US treasuries backing it up. They have Ethereum backing it up. They have a very clear smart contract system backing up that money. So this could really be good for the Ave token, because all the fees from the GHO stablecoin, or maybe not all of them, but certainly a portion of them, are going to be going back to Ave token holders. So that's pretty cool. GMX, man, we talked about this one a lot in the newsletter. And it's been such a crazy token, of course, making a lot of money for stakers, but also it had a great run in of itself. But they got their V2 coming up. So these kind of major updates for already existing popular protocols like GMX can really have a lot of impact on the token price moving forward. Now, one thing I'd like to say about GMX is that the amount of competition in the perpetual swap scene has exploded. I mean, GMX is now just one of many. Of course, we've talked about Gains Trade here and in the newsletter. We have lots of others that have come out, whether it be Vela or 10 or 15 other perpetual swap exchanges, everybody chasing the success of the early movers like GMX and Gains Trade. So we'll see if anybody can come out and do better than those earlier movers. But so far, the earlier movers have built a pretty good moat. They get a group of loyal traders on board, so on and so forth. So very interesting. I think that a V2 could definitely be something, if you are a GMX holder, to be paying attention to. Now let's talk about layer 2s here. So particularly about BitDAO's mantle. So BYBIT, they're releasing a layer 2 for the Ethereum network. They already have like 83 different dApps built on it. The main net's coming out, and they have $200 million backing it up. A lot of money. Now, the BitDAO itself has like $3.2 billion, and the BitDAO is being basically put in charge of the Mantle ecosystem. So it's going to be pretty interesting to see how that plays out. I know the layer 2 scene's getting busy, right? I know it is. We have Optimism, and we have Arbitrum and Metis, and we have Linea launching soon, and we have I don't know, so many others. But pay attention to the well-funded teams. Pay attention to the teams that are getting builders and developers to show up, whether it be through, paying them to show up, or people to show up because they want to show up, right? So this is one I'm paying attention to. Of course, I'm a BYBIT affiliate, been a fan of them for a while. We do have a sponsored video coming with Mantle here in the near future. This is not a sponsored segment, though. Just mentioning their $200 million fund here, because it's a lot of money. This is a bear market fund, right? $200 million for their layer 2 network. The layer 2 wars are far from over. And even though Arbitrum has definitely cemented itself very strongly in the number one position right now, that's not necessarily a given in the future, nor does it mean that we can't see other players like Mantle come in and get serious market share from them. And of course, we're going to see a lot of expansion. As more users come in, we're going to see more users not going to layer 1 Ethereum, where you're going to have to pay $100 to make a swap on Uniswap when the market gets hot. No, we're going to see them go up to layer 2s. They're going to be on Arbitrum. They're going to be on Optimism. They're going to be on Mantle. They're going to be on Linea. They're going to be on Base. They're going to go where the apps are that they want to use, and they're going to go where they find incentives to use, right? And in other layer 2 news, Coinbase's Base launches mainnet for builders and will onboard users in August. So Linea, the one from Consensus, the layer 2 from Consensus, they're launching next week. Mantle's just launched. Coinbase's Base launching in 3 to 6 weeks, let's say. So coming very, very soon. So we're going to see a lot of very interesting things happening here. And look, when it comes down to these layer 2s, the layer 2 tokens themselves have the chance to do pretty well. One thing I would watch out for and am watching out for as an investor is finding those early movers, the early decentralized finance money protocols. I look at like Radiant Capital and Arbitrum went crazy, right? Looking for some of those early movers in terms of like the decentralized exchanges. A lot of these will probably end up having their own kind of native exchanges, right? Ones where that's the first mover on that chain, on that layer 2, and it goes crazy, right? So to be paying attention to these different things and potentially even to be looking to farm airdrops, because there probably will be a lot of airdrops on a lot of these things, like ZK Sync Swap doesn't have a token yet, probably going to do an airdrop. So if you provide liquidity over there, one thing I'm doing personally, you might be eligible for an airdrop too. A lot of opportunities out there to make money in crypto, and we just keep getting more new opportunities. So keep paying attention because the money is out there.